Chattytumbler and welcome to the Academy. Today we are flying on a Wings of Liberty map. I'm in offline mode, just here by myself, so I don't have to worry about any enemies, and I'm going to be flying from Drope up here, and I'm going to be attacking the tanks over here using an IL2 with the 37mm cannons. So just have a quick look. If you look at this version of the IL2, it carries 80 of the 37mm armor-piercing rounds. And if we just quickly look at the newer version, the Type 43, that has 100 armor-piercing rounds. The blue tips show their armor-piercing. So I'm going to take payload number 13 with 100 on armor-piercing and 450 kg bombs, the little tiny ones. I'm going to show you what we do with those later. I've also got some normal MG rounds, and that's for dealing with any AA guns. I've set my convergence range at 250 meters. And my bomb delay is 5 seconds. There's no real worry about any moving targets on this one, and 5 seconds means that the bombs will always detonate regardless. I don't need very much fuel, it's not that long a flight, so 40% will be more than enough, and we are good to go. Here we are, in flight, and we're most of the way there. I've got airborne out of Drope over here, flown a couple of minutes. I'm still in my IL2 43. And we're heading towards these tanks. We are about 2 minutes out, so not too long to go. There is my beautiful plane, the lovely IL2, and those awesome 37mm cannons. Okay, back inside. So, unusually for this one, as you may notice there, I was in outside view. It's one of the settings you can do when you set up your own little server. Just check my temperatures, to tweak my radiators ever so slightly. Engine's running a little bit cool, so we can close the radiators down a little bit. So yeah, we can get outside views when we watch this video, and also I've switched on target markers. So there isn't an aiming assist or anything, but we will see blue markers over the enemy tanks as we get closer, and that's so that you can see easier, you can watch what's going on, and you will be able to know when the tank is actually blown up, because sometimes we'll be strafing and the tank won't die. Just looking for the target ahead now. About a minute out. And here we've got my 4 lights that show I have 4 bombs, and because it was the bottom row of lights, they're all on the internal bomb bays. I can carry an extra 2 bombs on the external, but unfortunately that's not an option that's available on here. And if you see ahead, the tanks are now starting to come into sight. Again, on the actual Wings of Liberty server, you don't have those big blue dots. You just have to look by eye. Now I must confess, at this point I had forgotten that I'd edited this map slightly, and that I didn't realise that I'd taken the 2 AA guns out. So I'm looking desperately for the 2 AA guns that I know are here. There's normally one kind of on the northern edge, and there's one off to the left by the river. So I think I found the AA gun on the northern edge, and I'm just diving in to bomb it now. And as I get close I realise, oh no, that's a tank. But I drop a bomb anyway, just because I know that's kind of a spare tank, we don't really need this for the video. Wasn't a particularly good bomb. I'm still not convinced that that's not an AA gun. I can see the bomb just missed there. So I'm diving in on what I think is another AA gun. And this time I'm concentrating properly. Lined up nicely. And released it. Still looking for these AA guns, and then I realised, at this point I've remembered I've not actually put any AA guns on, and I can get back to actually concentrating. But it was a good hit on that Panzer 4, I think. So, one Panzer 4 dead already, kind of by accident, but that shows you a direct hit with a 50 kg bomb will knock out a Panzer 4. So let's have a look around. what I'm looking for are Tigers, Panzer 6s. Now, it doesn't really matter, any other tank isn't really a problem, you don't need to know what they are, but the Panzer 6s are really, really tough. So you need to get an idea in your mind of where they are so that you don't waste your time attacking them with the 37mm cannons. So I think I've spotted 4. And these ones are kind of grey with hexagonal turrets. I know that they're older versions, Panzer 3s and Panzer 4s. If they've got little short guns, it's a Panzer 3, and if it's got a long gun, it kind of looks like a typical German Panzer, and that's usually the Panzer 4. So let's get started. Let's find that Panzer 3 again, which it'll be very grey with a very small hexagonal turret. I think that's him there. Yep, that's Panzer 3. So we're going to run in, I'm just going to use the 37mm cannons, and the little blue dot's gone off the top. He is dead. Boom. The Wings of Liberty service says if you actually kill a tank outright, it blows up after about 10 seconds. It's just to stop any confusion. Okay, so let's have a look for our next victim. So that Panzer 4 there, that I dropped the bomb, that bomb, the actual crater isn't touching the tank, so that tank, let's just check the temps, that's fine. And there's the kill for the Panzer 3. So the crater didn't actually touch the tank, so I don't think that tank has been blasted at all. So what I'm going to do is I do a normal strafe from behind, coming in as before, nice, kind of gentle dive, always aiming just behind the turret into the engine block. So line it up nicely, center my view, couple of rounds, and he is dead. If you notice when I'm firing, I'm not firing my machine guns and my cannons, I'm only firing the 37mm cannons, and I would recommend to anybody who is a ground attacker is bind 2 separate keys, one for your MGs and one for any heavy cannons that you have. Also, I use a key on my keyboard rather than on my joystick, and that way the joystick doesn't move at all when I'm shooting. It's a completely different kind of control method, I guess, for ultra steady attacks. So that Panzer 4, who might have been blasted, he's dead. So let's offset slightly on this one then and make it a bit trickier. So I'm going to hit, this is another, yeah, that's another Panzer 4. So normally you would hit directly behind. I'm coming in now at a kind of a 45-degree angle. And he's dead. So as a German player, when you attack T-34s, you always have to come in directly behind or from the side. As an Allied player, you can pretty much hit any tank anywhere, as long as you're going for the back end of it, so to speak. So he's gone. What's next? There's the Panzer 4 credit. That's another Panzer 4. So let's go and get him. Nice lazy lineup. Bring it round. Him again. When he starts to fill that little tiny circle, that's when I'm shooting. First burst doesn't quite kill it, so we just need that second tap. And he should go up any second. There's the smoke. Boom. He is gone. So that's another one. Right, what's that one over there? That is a Tiger. That's a Tiger, and I think that's a Tiger as well. And that's the other Tiger, I think. Right, this Tiger here, let's go for him. So, Panzer 3, one little strafe, took out. Panzer 4, little strafe, took out, and we even hit it at 3/4 of an angle, and we bombed with the 50 kg bomb, and those have all been very easy. So now I'm going to show you the problem with Tigers. So this guy is as hard as nails, which is why there were so many points. On the Wings of Liberty there's a special medal you can get for killing 4 Tigers in a single sortie, which is definitely possible. I've got 5 medium kills, but if you get 4 heavy kills, there's a special award for that. But let's run in anyway. We're doing it exactly the same as we did with the Panzer 3s and the Panzer 4s. Line up nicely. let the circle drift onto the tank. Long burst there. And he is very much alive. So let's climb round and let's get him again. If I was playing this on the Wings of Liberty server, the advantage we would have is we could look at the sortie log afterwards, and it would tell you roughly how much damage, well, tell you exactly how much damage you're doing with each pass. Unfortunately, we don't have that option in this kind of offline mode. So until the tank blows up, or we get the kill message, yeah, they're still fine. Until we get that kill message, we're just going to have to keep going for it until that little blue dot disappears. So let's run it again. So any other tank would be dead at this point. We're going to double strafe this guy. Nice and gentle. Line up the circle. Long burst there. He is not dead. He is refusing to die. Yeah, I wave my fist at you. So, 2 full passes, he is still alive. Let's try a third. That should maybe blow him up. Again, tough as nails. We don't know what damage you're doing per pass. It's probably only a couple of percent. It may well be that there's stuff going on inside that tank, but we don't have time to wait for the crew members to die of old age or starvation. So let's line up again. As before, it's like shelling peas. Circle fills the tank. Long burst into the back that time. He is still alive. So 3 really long bursts into the rear there. That would have knocked out 3 other tanks easily, possibly even 4 because they were quite long bursts. So let's try from the side. Let's see if we can knock him out this way. Coming around again. Coming in at 90 degrees from him. Okay, zoom in. There's another nice lineup. We're just going to fill that side with as many rounds as we can. So we knocked the track off. That's something. He's not going anywhere, but he is still alive. So that's 4 now. Really long bursts of 37mm, twin 37mm into that Tiger. If I was in a Yak 9T, I only have a single 37mm cannon. That's, you know, it's probably going to take a full magazine, and I may not even get him. But I still have 2 bombs left. There's a quick tick there. There's 2 little yellow white lights. So with this 50 kg bomb, what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim it off slightly. I'm just going to show that if you get close to it and it's partially damaged, we should be able to kill a Tiger tank with a 50 kg bomb. So let's run on in. I'm going to aim just past him. Let's pop it a bit long. There goes the bomb. Boom. So he's just touching the edge of the crater there, and if we give it a couple of seconds, he's finally dead. Now, had that been, if I hadn't strafed that beforehand, that bomb probably wouldn't have killed him. It would have stunned him, and they would have been damaged, but I would have had to come again for a second pass. So I've got one bomb left. Let's have a look. Who's going to be the best guy to show this next thing on? Probably him there. So what we're going to do is one 50 kg bomb. There's, yay, tiger. There's the kill. We're going to use one 50 kg bomb, and we are going to knock out a tiger with a single 50 kg bomb. Now the reason this is important is there are lots of planes that can carry 50 kg bombs in the Allied arsenal. So if you can carry a 50 kg bomb, you can knock out any tank, up to and including a tiger. Hopefully that's not messed this up now I've built up my part. Okay, let's get a nice lineup. So I would always, when you're using 50 kg bombs against tanks, hit them from behind. You want to drop it right in his butt. Ideally you want to bounce off his turret, to be honest. Let's... oh, I've messed it up. Hang on. Okay, I overcooked it. The IL2, if you put your wings more than 90 degrees up, then you will lose too much speed, and that happens. The thing you must do at this point is, because you've got a limited payload, just sort yourself out, climb around, try again. Obviously on the real server, there's going to be enemy attacking at this point probably. Temps, how are they doing? They're fine. Yeah, the enemy will be attacking, but hopefully you've got fighter cover, or they won't even realise where you are at this point, and you've still got time. Here we go then. Let's line this one up properly. This is going to need to be a good one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get the tank to run straight down that long bar on my aiming sight, and then there's a weird little knobbly bit at the very bottom of the stick there. That is my release point. When the tank passes through there, I'm going to release the 50 kg bomb. So it's not a crazy angle. It's going through the stick. Now I'm going to climb away. Boom. One glorious Tiger tank for a measly 50 kg bomb. And that was a tank that hadn't been touched before, so you know it was completely undamaged. Didn't strafe it with 37 mils. We just dropped the 50 kg turret on his head. So that's what I could do at this point. I'm out of cannon rounds. My MG rounds aren't going to do anything. They wouldn't do anything even against the Panzer III. Certainly not against another Tiger down there. So we may as well go home, count the points, and come back again with another IL2 and finish it later. So a few minutes later, we've landed back at base, nice and safe. 115 points in the bag, and there's our confirmation. We got 5 of those medium tanks, the Panzer IIIs and the Panzer IVs, and we took out 2 of the Tigers, the heavy tanks with a lot. And if we look at the chat log, we can see the time there. So we've got one at 11 minutes past, and then it took a minute to knock out the next one, a minute in between each one of those, and then with all those passes, all that strafing trying to get that Tiger, we didn't kill it for another 5 minutes, that's crazy. You can't be over a target for that long. And then we did a bit of a wobble with the attack, but another minute after that wobble we came in and we knocked out that Panzer VI with a single bomb. Now hopefully that's been useful to you guys out there. Those 37mm cannons are awesome. I've seen a lot of players use the IL2 with rockets and achieve similar effects. So imagine what you could do if you took those 37mm cannons and some rockets. You could certainly come away with 14 or 15 kills in a single sortie. If you liked anything that you saw in this video, don't forget to hit the like button. You can share, comment or subscribe. It all makes a difference to me. But in the meantime, I hope to see you soon. Stay safe and happy hunting.